Good morning, everybody. I'm thinking, I don't know when you are watching this video, whatever part of the day you're watching this video. I am back. It is April. A is for April in Arizona. So this month is my birthday month, and I wanted to actually, I'm super excited. I wanted to give you guys as much information as I could about Arizona this month. So I'm going to be trying to post a video every week, if not more than one video a week, on different topics about Arizona. If you have any questions or anything you want me to kind of look into or investigate, please make sure you comment below, and also subscribe to my subscribe to my channel for more information on this topic. Today's video I'm going to actually be talking about schools in Arizona, and how to go about finding a good school for your child in Arizona. If you are going to be moving from any state, and this actually can apply to anyone who's going anywhere, who's moving to a different state, from one state to a different one. So the first thing I'm going to say is Arizona is not known for, doesn't have the best reputation for schools out here in the States. It's probably like one of the lowest ranking school systems in the US. But there are some fairly decent, if not good, really good schools out here for kids that are moving, or kids period. So some of the school districts that I have heard really good things about, or I have experience with personally, is the Vista School District, the Basis School District, Chandler School District, Madison, and Kyrene School District. And then I want to say Gilbert, but I don't know a lot about Gilbert, but I do know that Gilbert and Chandler kind of share borders, so they're kind of like along the same line. So I'm also going to say Gilbert School District. Those are the school districts that a lot of people say have high, reviews about, high regards for. Some of the neighborhoods that I found just looking into the areas: Deer Valley, Paradise Valley, Scottsdale, Camel View East is one, and that is the one that Camel View East actually has a lot of Madison school districts. So that school district is, those neighborhoods are fairly decent schools in those areas. Another thing is the traditional schools out here are higher ranked than other schools. So the Madison School District, they have a 10 out of 10 versus any other schools in that district that may have like a 8, 9, or 7 or something like that. So also look into the traditional schools, and I believe every school district have a traditional school, and I think a lot of the school districts out here also have immersion schools. That was something that I could have get my son into, because he started late. So if you come out here, you have a child that's like starting kindergarten, and you're interested in them learning another language while they're still young, you can look into schools like that, because a lot of schools out here do have that. Not a lot, but there are some schools out here that do have Spanish immersion, and Basis I know have Mandarin. So part of their curriculum is teaching the kids Mandarin. I know Kyrene and Madison definitely have school immersion courses, Spanish immersion. 50% of their curriculum is taught in Spanish. So if that's something that you're interested in, look into it. And I think I covered what I know, like from my own personal experiences. Now when it comes to finding a good school, I take into account that every kid excels differently, they learn differently, and their experiences are different, and your goal as a parent could be different. You may want your child to be in a school that has more extracurricular activities, that has chess club and sports activities, or you may want your child to go to a school that's heavily test based, because you have to be academically challenged, and I want you to excel, and I want you to go to Howard or Harvard or all the prestigious schools. For me, or even the location of the school, in proximity to your job, to work, or whatever activities you have going on. I'm personally looking for a different school for my son, because the school that he does go to, it is heavily test-based, and I really want him to be able to explore other things outside of just taking tests. Now, I have no qualms with the school. I really love the school. It's a really good school. But I think that for a child, or a school-age kid that's in elementary school, they need to also be able to explore their own identity in a sense, and develop other skills outside of just taking tests. You want to be able to do art if you want. And my son loves crafts, loves science, loves art, and that's not something that's offered in the school that he goes to currently. So I've been looking into other schools that he could possibly transfer over to. And there is open enrollment. There's a period of open enrollment for the students. So even if you're out of state, you can still enroll or try and register for the school and just let them know, you know, I'm moving here. I'm just interested. For me, I waited until kind of the last minute till I got a job because I wanted to see how close the good schools were to where I was working. So now I'm trying to just find a school that I feel will really help him and challenge him, not just academically, but in other aspects of his life, I guess, if you will, if that makes sense. Hopefully it did. And so some things that I did to find the schools, I had about 3 schools. I actually got accepted to all 3. He got accepted to all 3 schools that I initially applied for. They were all very challenging. They were all in proximity to my job within 15 minutes. 3 of the things that I found that I was interested in that really kind of made me think was, of course, looking at niche.com just to see the areas and the neighborhoods of where the good schools were, the areas. And if you hear noise in the background, that's my washing machine. Well, that's my dryer. The where the schools were, the areas, the locations, and the neighborhoods. And those are actually neighborhoods I was trying to find an apartment in and possibly find employment in. And the whole employment thing is another whole different video, included outside of the one that I posted previously. And so another thing that I did was, which is maybe a little bit unconventional. So when you look at the great schools, if you do go on great schools, to look at the reviews and look at the diversity of the student, I would say look at the diversity of the student, look at the ratio, the teacher student ratio if they have it available, just so you can see how much attention your child will be getting in school. Also look at the reviews, and don't just look at the reviews, but look at the dates of the reviews. So if you look at the reviews from the parents, and the parents, it was like in 2014, is it still relevant? Especially over the course of 5 years, a lot of things could change. So students will not still be in the school, you know, so that's something that you want to pay attention to, the reviews from the parents, but also look at the dates that the reviews were posted, and also look at how the school respond to those reviews. So be it on Google, be it on what is it, great schools, anywhere that they post, Facebook, Yelp, whatever. Make sure you look at how they respond, how they deal with conflict externally outside of the school, and also the dates and things like that. So you can that will help you kind of get a feel for how they deal with conflicts or any issues that they may face as a school. And then another thing that I did that I never really did before, I looked on Glassdoor and Indeed to look at reviews by the employees. So by the staff, by the teachers, how are they being treated? Is it a stressful environment? Because I feel like if it's a stressful environment for the teachers, then it will probably be a stressful environment for my child. And I don't want to put my child in a stressful environment because they want to excel and they want to succeed. So that was something that I did. I took into account that. How do you treat your teachers? How do you treat your employees? How do you treat your teachers? Because that's a reflecting on, well, my son came home and he was upset. So what's going on? If you don't have the help, there was one school that was like, the teacher was like, it's a really great school, it's very supportive, and it came off, the vibe was really, really good. The only concern that they had was they don't have a lot of extracurricular activities. They don't have, you know, art class. They don't have this. They don't have music, and that's something that they felt was needed because they feel like, you know, in order for kids to really grow into their own, they need to explore different avenues, which is very true. So that's another thing you want to do. Of course, make sure you go on tours of the schools if you can. If you have someone that you know that you can reach out to before you go to the schools, say, hey, do you mind going and check the school out for me? Ask these questions if you have someone that is willing to go out and do that for you. Also, visit their website. Look at AZMERIT. That is the test that they take from 3rd grade up. So the AZMERIT is very important. It's like the MAP test, I believe, like in Chicago. I don't remember what the name of the test is in Chicago because I haven't taken it, but I do know my son took a MAP test. I don't know if I don't believe they take the MAP test out here. I haven't heard it. I know they do take step 4 reading. So the step test my son was familiar with because he took it in Chicago, and then out here he does the same thing. So it's basically a literacy test. If I can find the site for it, I will let you guys know. I will link that below so you know exactly what it is. My son has grown in the school that he is in. He's excelling in his math. He's a math whiz. He loves math. He struggles with, his weakness is reading. So the school that he's in now, he's at a step 2. Now he's working on step 9. So he's passed about 4 or 5 steps, and they're actually, they said that they try and get the kids, the students, to at least level up 2 steps, and he's gone from 2 past 7. He's working on 8 and 9 right now. So by the end of the school year, the goal is to have him pass 9. So I'm trying to help him with his reading. I've gotten, you know, Diary of a Wimpy Kid books and all that stuff. So that's something that with the school that he's in, they want the parents to be hands-on, and that's another thing that's very important. The kids, the teachers try and make sure that they call in and make sure everything's okay, give you updates and all of that when it comes to the school. And so that's another thing that you want to actually inquire about when it comes to schools out here. I would definitely say that there are even some of the worst schools here. You may find that your child excels. Some of the schools that are out here, you come from Chicago and you are doing something, you come out here and you're in a gifted class, because that's how it is out here. I've talked to a couple parents that was like, yeah, well, my daughter or son came out here and they were in an accelerated class or gifted class because they were so ahead because of where we came from. And so yeah, that is pretty much it. If you have any questions about the school districts out here, if you have any questions about, I don't know about the high schools. I do know there are a lot of sports out here, so if you're trying to get your kids into sports and stuff like that, I'm trying to get my son into the sports. Like track and field and baseball are 2 things that I'm really looking into him getting into. There's also soccer. I'm going to be hopefully posting a video about activities that you can do out here. I would like to try and do some vlogs, weekend vlogs, just so I can get out of the misconception that there's absolutely nothing to do out here in Arizona. I know there are some things, you just have to really, really look. There's stuff out here for people, but you have to look to do it. And that is pretty much it. Make sure you stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe and comment if you have any questions about the school districts, anything about schools under this video, so I can help you out as much as I possibly can. Like I said, I'm in search for a different school for my son. And that is pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for watching. And if you watched this video to this point, please make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.